Friday, December the 29th, 2017, to you. Liberia elected a new president. Former football star Mr. George Weah was elected over Vice President Mr. Joseph Boakai. Mr. Weah obtained 61.5% of the votes against 38.5% received by Mr. Boakai. He will receive power from President Mrs. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in the country's first democratic transition since 1944. Needless to say, Mr. Weah's victory has caused much hope among Liberians. That West African country has suffered a lot throughout its history. Ever since Liberia proclaimed its independence in 1847, there has been racial tensions between those U.S. freed slaves who founded the nation and indigenous tribes. Social resentment fueled a 17-year-old long civil war in Liberia. From 1989 to 2006, more than 200,000 Liberians died and 1 million others were displaced into refugee camps in neighboring countries like Sierra Leone and Cote d'Ivoire. In 2005, Mrs. Johnson Sirleaf became president, thus ending a fierce internal strife. However, Liberians got quickly disillusioned at her government. Mrs. Johnson Sirleaf is one of those national leaders admired overseas, but unpopular in their own countries. Even though she received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011, Liberians resent endemic corruption and sluggish economic activity. Also, her government was accused of being too negligent during the deadly 2014-2015 Ebola outbreak. Perhaps Mr. Weah is the leader Liberia needs right now. Seriously, after suffering such a collective ordeal, the Liberians want unity, which in turn is offered by soccer, among other few activities. Besides, Mr. Weah's brilliant career in European football leagues coincided with the Liberian Civil War's most tragic years. While people were brutally slaughtering against each other, Liberian kids used to listen to Mr. Weah's goals wearing the AC Milan's shirt. For them, King George symbolized their dreams. That said, turning these dreams into reality will be a momentous task for the new president. Liberia is a poor country. Its GDP per capita is $455.37 US dollars. To make things even worse, Liberian economy declined 1.6% last year. Power is almost non-existent outside Monrovia, Liberia's capital, and the healthcare system is in shambles. Last but not least, corruption is still a major problem. Liberia ranked 87th among 178 countries on the 2010 Corruption Perception Index. There are two scenarios I'm concerned about. First, that Mr. Weah could let Liberians down due to his lack of experience. I fear that would affect Liberia's feeble democracy. Second, what about if Mr. Weah ends up doing a terrific job? I hope he may not take himself irreplaceable. That would affect Liberia's feeble democracy too. What do you think, Mr. Morales? Let us hope that King George may not go mad. The world is still on.